401k hardship withdrawals increase as people try to prevent foreclosure or eviction and target crime. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by MarketWatch and written by Brett Ahrens titled Hardship Withdrawals from 401k Plans Rocket Nearly 40% as Savers Fight to Save Their Homes. According to the author, rising numbers of Americans are making emergency hardship withdrawals from their 401k plans to avoid eviction or foreclosure. The author referenced data from Vanguard. The number of hardship withdrawals per 1,000 savers soared about 40% last year and have doubled since 2021. The main reason people were doing this was to avoid losing their home. I'll share a quote with you from Vanguard. In 2023, 39% of hardship withdrawals were used to avoid a home foreclosure or eviction, which was up 31% from 2 years earlier. Here are my thoughts. This trend appears to be getting worse. This is not a good sign, my friends. My heart goes out to these Americans who are struggling to afford to stay in their house or apartment. Imagine the stress that this must put on a family. Imagine the possible long-term psychological damage this could cause to some children who had to leave their homes, their schools, their friends, and the lifestyle that they felt secure in. What bothers me is that this is all happening during a time when our economy is supposedly booming, according to the mainstream media and some politicians. What in the world might we start hearing about if we see a meaningful correction or crash in the stock market, or if unemployment ticks up? I would love to see some qualitative data regarding how these everyday Americans found themselves in this type of financial mess. Are they getting fewer hours at work? Is it because of the increased cost of living due to inflation? Is it because of higher property taxes and insurance, which resulted in their monthly mortgage payments going up? Is it because they are spending more money on groceries each week at the store? Qualitative data would be very interesting to review. I'd be very curious to look at this type of data and see what types of themes emerge. Now you might be wondering, how many people are making hardship withdrawals with Vanguard? In 2023, withdrawals totaled 72 for every 1,000 savers. Again, I have to wonder what those numbers could increase to if our economy takes a turn for the worse at some point in the future. There is something else that bothers me about this information. People taking these hardship withdrawals are potentially sacrificing their future financial security during retirement. If some of these people are working full-time right now and they are struggling to afford housing, what is life going to be like for them in the future when they have mental or physical limitations that prevent them from working, and they have to try to scrape by just on Social Security and a smaller amount of money in their retirement accounts because they took hardship withdrawals when they were younger? I am truly worried about the future for some Americans. Some experts believe there is a retirement crisis right now. If there isn't, there certainly could be in the future for countless Americans who are risking their financial security down the road by making hardship withdrawals now. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I have to wonder, how many people in the future will work until they pass away out of financial necessity and not because they love what they do? There is a woman who appears to love what she does because she is still working at age 100. I read this amazing story on foxbusiness.com written by Gretchen Eichenberg titled 100-year-old New Jersey woman still works 50 hours a week at family business. My faith is the whole thing. According to the author, this woman is working at a family-owned furniture store. When she was a young girl, she distributed circulars around town and went door to door. After she graduated high school in 1941, her father wanted her to work somewhere else before joining the family business. She did that and then joined the family business in 1942. She did this before getting married in 1944. She stayed home to raise her children and then came back to work at the business in 1975, and she's been working there ever since doing bookkeeping and accounting along with interacting with customers. To me, it is amazing that she is still working at age 100. I hope we are all so fortunate to be mentally and physically capable late in life like this woman. She is truly an inspiration to a lot of people. I thought this was a very uplifting story. I have to wonder if she is doing so well because she has been staying active by working. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about a guy that we both know who is in his mid-80s. He was mentally sharp until he quit working. He told me that he has declined cognitively since then. It was really sad to hear about that. I always admired the fact that he was working up until his mid-80s. I think it's great that people keep working if they enjoy what they do, but I worry about people in the future who may have to keep working out of financial necessity because they can't survive just on Social Security because of the high cost of living. I realize Social Security was never designed to replace someone's pre-retirement income, but many Americans are not saving for retirement on their own because they are struggling just to live paycheck to paycheck right now. Social Security is not going to provide the security that some people hope it will. Perhaps the government should rename it Partial Retirement Security. At least that will clue people into the fact that they are on their own for the rest. I'm not quite sure everyone understands that. Some find out the hard way later in life, and it isn't pretty. I'm curious if you know people like this. If so, tell me about them in the comment section below. Now here is a story that makes you wonder what type of dystopian reality we are all living in. I read this article on ZeroHedge.com, written by Tyler Durden, likely a pseudonym for writers at Zero Hedge, titled, Target finally gets serious about out-of-control thefts, lowers intervention threshold to just $50. The author of this article referenced a new Bloomberg report which revealed Target is finally cracking down on thieves by lowering the staff intervention threshold from $100 to $50. This will soon allow employees to halt criminals leaving the store with as little as $50 in stolen goods. Here are my thoughts. I don't know why they would have a threshold at all. Stealing is stealing. Businesses should take a hardline stance on crime and not tolerate it at all, regardless of the value. This will send a message to criminals to go somewhere else. Here's what concerns me about employees intervening when criminal activity is occurring. There are some crazy people out there with nothing to lose. Some may have warrants. Some may not want to go back to prison. Some may resort to violence or even murder over a trivial amount of money. To some, life is cheap. It is unfortunate, but that is the world that we live in. I hope the people at Target who are tasked with intervening when crime is occurring stay safe. I hope we don't read about any of them who get injured or killed in the future. That would be truly tragic. If you work retail or if you have worked retail in the past, tell me about the crime that you have observed. I'm curious how frequent this happened. Tell me about it in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.